Do you personally allocate a portion of your assets to Bitcoin? No, I do not. Should I? Maybe. I don't know. I just am not a fan of mega speculative volatile markets. And again, Yu-Gi-Oh is one. So the fact that I'm already exposed to one, I don't want to expose myself to even more. If I got into Bitcoin, that would mean I would have to sell some Yu-Gi-Oh so that I, decrease my volatile speculative portion to then, at the end still have the same amount of allocation into those. I definitely do not try to be like some people where I'm like, well, 50% ARK ETFs, 30% Tesla, 10% Bitcoin, and 10% Pokemons. That is my prudent investing. Like, that's not my style. I'm not into that. So no, I do not. Maybe I should. I don't know. Can we see your doggos? Of course. Here's two pictures. One is a chunky boy named Jules and the other is a fast boy named Odin. Do you like the Asian English Yu-Gi-Oh cards? I personally do not. Back in the day at school, there would sometimes be someone with an Asian English card and we would think it's fake. We're like, that's not the same back. Ugh. And so I grew up with that thought. Not that it's fake, but with that feeling. So now when I see one, I'm like, ugh. Despite maybe, some of them actually being rare. Some. Not all, not fucking LOB, yeah? Like Asian English GX cards, some people consider grails because they're harder to find, maybe like the ultis like Hamon and Raviel and so forth. I don't know about the actual populations, but I don't see them almost ever. And so some people are into that stuff. Cool, it's not for me, but the amount of people currently speculating on Asian English LOB because they think it will have the same growth as American, again, maybe it will work because of all these self-fulfilling prophecies, but me, I stay far away. I personally try to target the best, what's considered the best, the rarest, what we grew up with and so forth. And then if I can't afford the 10 or I think the 10 is overpriced, I don't think it's worth it, I'll go for the 9 or maybe even the 8 very rarely. But I do not try to go for the 10s and the 9s of something very much lesser, at least in the eyes of many collectors. Are you going to send me any cool cards? Well, if you can afford to overpay for slabs in my collection, maybe, but there's a lot that I don't sell. But for free? No. Unless you win a giveaway. Maybe. Speaking of that, I actually need to send quite some of the giveaways still because I had COVID for 2 weeks, so I'm a bit behind on that. But they should go out like next week. Best steal you've ever found, like getting very high-end cards for small amounts of money. I never try to go like, whoa, I'm gonna rip this person off. Like, whoa, this person has a card that's 500 and he's only asking $5. Oh yeah. Like, I don't like that. I like to sleep at night with a good feeling. But when it comes to cards that have appreciated tremendously, I guess my stance, like, even though at the time I paid all-time highs, just the fact, like, when I saw those, I was like, there's only a few of these? This is the first prize card, and I can buy this shit for, I don't know, a couple thousand? I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. That was straight up theft, in my opinion, from a price perspective. And I really, really kick myself that I didn't buy 2 more when I could have. Also, cola or Pepsi? Cola all day. Like, I drink 4 Cokes a day. It's awful. I don't recommend it. It's a dumb idea, but I love Coca-Cola. I might be addicted to it. Like, it's actually a problem. Best way to display graded cards. There's these little stands. It's funny that I actually have these here because they're not supposed to be here. But like these little stands, it's not the best, but it's the easiest. I like the fact that I pay what? 20 cents, 10 cents for this little thing. I just put a PSA card on there. Boom, display ready. Now there's definitely better displays, but they're more expensive. And I don't really think there's any truly great display out there yet. I think it's going to be interesting to see how, as more and more people start collecting certain cards, how they want to display them and how certain companies will make awesome displays that really make it worth it. Because so far I haven't really seen any amazing ones yet, in my opinion. Like, there's good ones, but nothing mind-blowing yet. So until there's something mind-blowing, I'll stick to my 10-cent shitty-ass displays here. Hey Solemn, I love Yu-Gi-Oh art on the cards. I want to know, besides being iconic or expensive, your top 10 cards for the art on them. Ooh, I don't really have a top 10. I would really have to think hard. Like, I have been in love with Yu-Gi-Oh since the very first series, and then all the way through everything GX. And then in the modern stuff, there's some amazing arts as well. Like, I'm not only simping for old cards. Like, for example, Summon Sorceress. I love that art. I think it's amazing. I also love Danger Chukinoko, and there's plenty of cards like that. So you take all of those old eras and the new ones. Finding my top 10 now, I would never be able to do. If I had to name some of my favorite card arts, it would have to be Cyber End Dragon, Cyber Dragon, Destiny Draw, I know that's a bit of a weird one. Blue Eyes White Dragon SDK art, of course. Dark Magician Girl, Injection Fairy Lily, Jinzo, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Again, Danger Tsukinoko, Summon Sorceress. What else do I got? There's so many. Winged Kuribo, I like a lot. I'm actually pretty mad that I don't have an ulti Winged Kuribo yet. And it's not from an investment perspective, just it's a really gorgeous card. Man, there's way too many. I don't know if I've named 10, but I hope that helps. Do you think after Ghosts from the Past, Yu-Gi-Oh could be like Pokemon, where every new set has some chase cards which are also worth grading and not only for meta? So, little caveat, I don't know if they'll be worth grading. They're ghost rares, so perhaps, but you know, it's not because the company prints a chase card or a collector card that said card will be worth grading. It's a pretty big if, but I do think that Konami realizes, damn, the collector market exists and damn, we make a lot of money of them. So it's very possible that they'll start adding a bit more collector stuff to their sets, not the half-assed way that they tried before. Now I feel they're really getting it. Outside of TCG/stock/investments, do you have any other hobbies/activities you enjoy that we may not know of? Love your content, you are a big part of me getting back into collecting. Peace from the UK. Thank you so much, that's amazing to hear. I mean, music, again, is a huge one. Like, music is arguably a bigger part of my life than TCGs are. You know, Solemn Tones, even though it's my business and my income, the reason I do it is because I love music production and metal and rock and so forth. I'm not a big party animal, so you won't really find me in the mosh pit. I'm more like the boring guy standing at the side going, what pickups does he use on his guitar? Whoa, look at that lick. You know, I'm that dick, but I really just love music. I'm just not big of a party guy. But yeah, the production side and the craft and all of that, you know, I'll gladly nerd out over that any day of the week. And making it, of course, is a huge thing. So like I said, like if you listen to metal, check out Breathe Fire and Melody of Death by Maxim Solom, Semwa. I also do gym, so like I lift. My bench is 115 kilograms. It's not huge, but it's not bad, I would say. But that's mostly because I, by default, am the fat kid, you know, in PE or gym, whatever you want to call it. Back in the day with the kids at school, I would be the so now I do gym just to not be that. So it's not really a hobby I enjoy, it's just something I feel forced into. But yeah, music definitely above all else. But again, TCG, stocks, investments, business, all of that side is also a big love of mine. I think that's how you should look at it. Gym, music, nerd stuff, business stuff. That's me. Do you think if you have a card, for example, for me, my first edition Guardian Istos, and you know it's rare and you love how the card looks, but because of the back's condition, not that it's bad, but it's not perfect, you know it could only really push an 8 at best if you're lucky, is it worth grading for a long-term future sale, even if it doesn't get a 9 or 10? So, first of all, Guardian Ethos, I don't think that's super rare. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'm not super sure. But is that rare? Like, it's a secret. That's its highest rarity, right? A secret, but it's like 30 bucks or less? I don't know. First of all, even in a 9, I don't know if that's worth it. Maybe in a 10 it is, because maybe there's a big Guardian Ethos fan. I really don't know. But in 8 or lower even, like if you have to get lucky for an 8, that's personally not something I would do, especially given current PSA wait times, especially given like their price hike, because they can no longer do like the lowest rate. You have to go through a middleman. Middleman also has to increase their prices. That's not something I would personally do, at least from a financial perspective. But again, if you just love that card and you want it slabbed, go right ahead. Do you also collect Pokémon? If so, or plan to, what era of Pokémon do you like the most? So I'm not a Pokemon collector or investor or anything like that. It's not really my thing. I love Pokemon as a whole though. Like I play it on the Switch. I've played almost all of the main series games. If I had to collect anything, it would probably be Darkrai and Gyarados. Like my favorite Pokemons are those. Toxtricity is a fun one. I also like Delmise, the little anchor thing. They're pretty weird ones, I know, except for Gyarados. Like everyone's simping for Gyarados. So I'm not very special there. But yeah, Gyarados, Darkrai, Delmise, and Toxtricity. If I buy anything. I did, in fact, send in a Gyarados and a Darkrai card before, which I know will be like 7s or 8s at best, but I just wanted them slabbed. I'm gonna enjoy them. But I wouldn't call myself a collector just for having 2 cards. Well, actually, maybe that would make me. Like, I know for a fact there's some Yu-Gi-Oh collectors out there who are only able to buy maybe 2 cards, and, you know, I wouldn't say that doesn't make you a collector, actually. So maybe I am a Pokemon collector. But, you know, in comparison to my Vanguard and Yu-Gi-Oh collections, that is so small that it'd be weird to call myself a Pokemon collector. But hope that clears things up. So those were all the questions. Right now, whoa, we have over an hour worth of content, so it's very possible that these will be 3 slivers. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.